This story is very unique. And for this to be this much time that passed, 19 years have passed. But nonetheless, I think justice is justice. And we definitely got justice here for a little baby that never had an opportunity and was known as baby Skylar. So it was given that name in hopes of eventually trying to catch the person that caused the death of this baby, which we have now figured out that story. So let me give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer, and we'll go ahead and start talking about this. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And my source tonight is azfamily.com. So if you're listening, thank you very much for the article. Now, let's talk about this Grinch that you guys see on my screen. Newly released documents reveal disturbing details about a woman suspected of killing her newborn baby and abandoning the body at a Phoenix Sky Harbor airport nearly 2 decades ago. So I know that you guys are probably looking at this and you were saying, I know this woman didn't give birth, especially as old as she is, right? No, she didn't. Believe it or not, she's actually an old woman now, minus 20 years off of her life. She did this 20 years ago, okay? Now, according to documents, the woman that you guys see on my screen, this evil person, even though she did something evil 20 years ago, it still counts. 51-year-old Annie Anderson told Phoenix police that she gave birth in a hotel room, claiming that the baby was a stillborn, which was not accurate, and delivered into a bathtub, hashtag another bathtub story, filled with water. However, the report says her claims were inconsistent with the medical examiner who determined that the child died from suffocation. So this child lived, was born alive, and was born for an amount of time, and then she caused the death of this child, which would be murder. That would be some level of murder. Documents say that she then told police that she put the dead baby in a backpack and threw the backpack into a trash can in the women's bathroom at Sky Harbor because she knew she could not go through security with a dead baby. Like, gross. What kind of stuff is that? Anderson also reportedly said that she never tried calling 911 or anyone else for help. Arizona's family received the documents less than a day after Anderson landed in Arizona following a 3.5-month-long extradition process. On Thursday, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office deputies extradited Anderson from Snohomish County, Washington to Arizona. And I know I probably didn't say that right, but my reading is not impeccable, even though I got impeccable syntax. I know I didn't probably read that right, but it is what it is. Arizona's family cameras were there when she landed in Phoenix's Deer Valley Airport in Maricopa County Sheriff's Office plane before being taken to MCSO's jail. Anderson will face first-degree murder charges, which shows intent. Okay? For the death of her newborn baby, and again, they just deemed the name as Skylar, baby Skylar. For the death of her newborn baby in October 2005, who became known as baby Skylar. This case is not bondable because it's a possible death penalty case due to the first-degree murder charge. Here's my question to y'all. This is 20 years ago. Should she face charges for this? Yes. Should she get first-degree murder? I'm just curious what y'all think about that. I'm going to just have to say yes. I believe so. Because that's very cruel, and you just thought you was just going to get away with it. Death penalty? I've got to side with the little baby that never got an opportunity to grow up and become something great And yes, I think that she should face maximum charges just like anybody else. That's actually why I'm presenting this, because that's what's attached to this, okay? Now, along with the first-degree murder charge, she also faces 1 count of child abuse and 1 count of abandoning or concealing a dead body. She will remain in MCSO custody to await prosecution by Maricopa County Attorney's Office. The medical examiner determined the baby, Skylar, was alive for about 24 hours and died from suffocation, which means she committed the suffocation on this child. But here's the thing, because y'all might look at this and say, this is a poor old defenseless woman. Why put her through this? I'm going to show y'all, she's actually an evil bitch, and I got a video that I want to show y'all of her allegedly committing a robbery, an armed robbery. Can y'all believe that? This sweet old woman, this sweet old face, this old dusty face right here, allegedly committed an armed robbery on film. After this, I think she's a danger to society and everybody. I want to show y'all that. If y'all want to see the video, please let me know. I ain't got no problem playing it, okay? Now, Phoenix police said that she confessed to killing the baby and was in Phoenix in 2005 for a real estate boot camp before she flew back to Washington, allegedly leaving Skylar's dead body behind. Maricopa County Sheriff Russ Skinner released a statement. You guys can look at that on the website. I'm not going to read that. Her next hearing is for April 18th, so that just happened. But this is really, really going to have more details coming out here pretty soon. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Now, I actually wasn't able to find out if she has other children. I actually wouldn't be surprised if she did, but I'm not sure yet. But do me a favor, you guys hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. So we'll start with the a little bit of the court video first.
Go ahead and come all the way in up to this podium, please. Okay, at this time, the court calls number 32 on the calendar, Annie Anderson. May I please ask you to state your name and date of birth?
Annie Anderson, 12273.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anderson. And I understand that I have a lawyer from the county attorney's office that wishes to appear on that matter. May I have the appearance of counsel for the state, please?
Good evening, Your Honor. Joshua Clark from the state.
Good evening, Mr. Clark. Thank you, and welcome. Okay, Ms. Anderson, you are here on a grand jury warrant. A state grand jury was convened and returned an indictment against you. That indictment contains 1 count of murder in the first degree, which is a Class 1 felony, 1 count of child abuse, which is a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of abandonment or concealment of a dead body, which is a Class 5 felony. All of these offenses are alleged to have been committed October 10th of 2005. The grand jury has found probable cause to support these allegations. Your next court hearing on this warrant will be an arraignment hearing April 18th at 8:30 in the morning in the Superior Court downtown. Before I discuss any release conditions or release eligibility on this matter, may I please have argument and/or recommendation from the state?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is simply asking the court to affirm the grand jury warrant.
Okay. I am going to affirm the grand jury warrant. That means that you will be held non-bondable at least until your first court hearing on April 18th at 8:30. The reason for that is at least one of these offenses does carry eligibility for the death penalty, and that offense is the first-degree murder charge. Ms. Anderson, I am not suggesting to you that at this time a determination has made that the death penalty will be sought in this case. I am simply explaining that because it is possible, because that first-degree murder charge does carry the option of a capital charge, Arizona law authorizes this court to hold you without bond at least until that first hearing on the 18th. Anything further I need to address on this matter, Mr. Clark?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Anderson, reminding you that you have the right to remain silent and that anything you say in this hearing could be used against you, and acknowledging that you do not have the benefit of legal counsel in here this evening. Did I tell you that I appointed a lawyer to represent you? I don't think we covered that. You are entitled to a lawyer. So I have appointed a lawyer to defend you in this case, but as you can see, that lawyer is not in this hearing tonight. So understanding that you don't have the benefit of that lawyer tonight, you will have that lawyer at your hearing on the 18th. Understanding that lawyer's not in the courtroom tonight, that you have the right to remain silent, and that should you choose not to exercise that right and speak, anything could be used against you that you say tonight. Is there anything you would like to state to the court?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Then you can go ahead and step back to your left and get your paperwork.
All right, let's go ahead and skip to that video. I found it, and I know that some of y'all want to see her committing robbery, allegedly.
Thanks for joining us. First up at 9, we're learning.
I'm about to put this on the big screen. I want to make sure that y'all can see this. I'm going to cover myself up just a little bit. I got to put this on the big screen for y'all. Y'all got to see this stupid crap. This is about 3 minutes. Watch this. Here we go.
Thanks for joining us. First up at 9, we're learning more tonight about the woman arrested for the murder of a newborn who became known as Baby Skylar. She was found dead in a bathroom at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport back in 2005.
Now, nearly 20 years later, the baby's mother, 51-year-old Annie Anderson, sits in a Washington state jail awaiting extradition back here in Arizona. Investigators say DNA led them to her, and she confessed.
And now we're learning more about her and another crime she's accused of in Washington. True crime correspondent Brianna Whitney's been digging into Annie Anderson's past.
This is the woman Arlington police say is sitting in jail tonight on murder charges for baby Skylar, 51-year-old Annie Anderson. Because Washington law prevents them from sending us her mugshot, they were able to confirm this picture we shared with them is the same woman who reportedly killed her baby and left her in the Phoenix airport nearly 2 decades ago. They say it's also not the first time they've heard of Annie Anderson because of accusations of theft just 2 years ago.
For years, Phoenix police had this DNA-generated composite of what they believe the unknown mother of baby Skylar looked like. Now, Washington police confirm this is baby Skylar's mother, Annie Anderson, who is charged with first-degree murder after police say she suffocated her newborn baby, then abandoned her in the women's restroom at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport.
I heard it might have been a child. And then it got a little more serious, about what really took place.
Kelly Severson owns an art studio in Arlington, Washington, where Annie Anderson lives, and says she was a theft victim of Anderson's just a couple years ago, disturbed by the recent news about murder charges. Severson says in 2022, she hired Anderson to create a website for their store and paid her $3,000 up front.
Then she just ghost on me. Nothing else. I did not hear from her again. She blocked everything.
Severson says when she reversed that money off her credit card, Anderson reached back out.
And she was angry. They had reversed the $3,000 out of her account. And she...
No, you don't say. So she got mad that you got your rightfully due money back, and she got mad at you because she couldn't rob you. Look. That's why I say that this granny is a horrible, horrible, horrible person. Jesus, some nerve she has. Y'all hear this? The nerve.
She was mad. And so that's why when we got broke into, at first we thought it had to be her. And after looking at the videos, we realized it was her.
Severson sharing these surveillance videos of the theft, which she claims is Annie Anderson. The Arlington Police Department says they can confirm Anderson was accused of this theft and that it is the same woman now facing murder charges for baby Skylar, but they weren't able to arrest her for the theft due to lack of evidence. While working to uncover more about baby Skylar's mother, we learned her name didn't used to be Annie Anderson. These documents show she legally changed it in 2019.
And changed her name also. Is that not suspicious?
From Leanne Sue Stenberg. Although we know she confessed to murder to Phoenix police, we still don't know what truly happened that day and why she allegedly killed her own baby. Severson says based on her experience with Anderson and her demeanor, she sadly isn't surprised.
After knowing her and all the things she's done to people and stuff, that she probably had something like that in her.
The Maricopa County Attorney's Office confirmed with me that today they sent over the extradition paperwork to the governor's office.
Skylar's mother, Annie Anderson, who is charged.
I want y'all to see this again. That is nuts. I'm gonna fast forward to it again. Look at this. So this woman stole money from her, and then they were able to digitally stop the funds, reverse the funds, and she got mad and came back and destroyed this woman's store, stealing stuff, and almost got away with it.
Anderson reached back out.
And she was angry. They had reversed the $3,000 out of her account, and she was mad. And so that's why when we got broke into, we at first we thought it had to be her. And after looking at the videos, we realized it was her.
Severson sharing these surveillance videos of the theft, which she claims is Annie Anderson. The Arlington Police Department says they can confirm Anderson was accused of this theft and that it is the same woman now facing murder charges for baby Skylar, but they weren't able to arrest her for the theft due to lack of evidence. While working to uncover more about baby Skylar's mother, we learned her name didn't used to be Annie Anderson.
That is, man, that is about as unreal as it gets, isn't it? Do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up and share. So this is the arrest footage. If y'all want to see this, it's not as eventful, but I think it's interesting. So let's take a look at this real quick.
Okay, Annie, so you have a warrant out of Maricopa County, Arizona for homicide. Okay.
Yeah, that's not true, but okay.
A mother and alleged murderer is taken into custody after her newborn baby is found stuffed inside an airport trash can.
What's going on?
She has a warrant for her arrest out of Arizona.
What?
The baby girl was found inside a trash can at Arizona's Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. The girl, who became known as Baby Skylar, was found wrapped in newspapers, a towel, and a plastic Marriott bag inside a bathroom trash can. Baby Skylar was pronounced dead on the scene, and her cause of death was determined to be suffocation. FBI officials later collected DNA belonging to baby Skylar's mother and sent it off to a lab for analysis. The lab came back with this rendering of what the mother could look like. At the same time, the DNA was entered into CODIS, which serves as a DNA database for the FBI. The investigation soon pointed to one clear suspect, Annie Anderson.
Okay, Annie, so you have a warrant out of Maricopa County, Arizona for homicide. Okay.
No, that's not true, but okay.
This body camera video was recorded on December 21st, 2023, but investigators spoke with Annie the year before. It was January 2022 when Arizona investigators traveled to Washington State to speak with Annie. At that point, she admitted she was the mother of baby Skylar and explained what happened. So when she was arrested late last year, it wasn't a total surprise.
Did you know this was coming?
In a roundabout sort of way, I've been talking to them.
Kind of dealing with it, right?
But they, I hadn't heard anything. We've been trying to work out some details and some things.
Got it.
Annie allegedly told police she gave birth in an Arizona hotel room back in 2005. She says the baby was stillborn and delivered into a bathtub filled with water. But according to medical experts, baby Skylar died of suffocation and was likely alive for at least 24 hours before her death. According to court docs,
She still sounds like she don't give a shit at all She don't care at all. Like, no remorse. We're trying to work out some details. She's more concerned about herself than a human being that she murdered.
Annie put the baby in a backpack and threw it away because she knew she could not go through security with a dead baby at the airport. After that, she hopped on a plane to Washington State, and that's where she was arrested.
Go talk to my mom real quick.
Yeah, we'll do that here in a second, okay? Okay, Annie, so you have a warrant out of Maricopa County, Arizona for homicide. Okay?
Yeah, that's not true, but okay.
Well, you do. They've asked us to
I know, I know.
And we don't have any of the details. We're just asked to arrest
I understand.
you. Okay?
I understand.
Body camera video shows first responders tell Annie she'll be booked in Washington State as a fugitive.
What's going to happen here is we're not going to ask you any questions or anything like that. Okay? We're going to take you to Snohomish County Jail and book you on a charge called fugitive from justice. Okay? It's because you have an out-of-state warrant. I will.
Even though I'm not actually a fugitive?
You are. It's considered a fugitive because it's an out-of-state warrant.
I'll do it.
I got it. 20 Ocean 88.
Okay, let's walk over to my car real quick. We'll have your mom come out and talk to you, okay?
These same moments are caught on body camera video from another perspective.
Go talk to my mom real quick.
Yeah, we'll do that here in a second, okay?
Is your mom inside?
All right, let's skip forward a little bit.
Learning new details this evening about the woman police say killed her newborn baby girl and threw her body in the trash at Sky Harbor. This happened nearly 2 decades ago.
Well, that woman is now back in town tonight, finally facing charges. It took detectives more than 3 months to get her extradited from out of state. And true crime correspondent Brianna Whitney is here now with new details.
Yeah, we just learned things within the last hour that really explain what possibly happened that day back in October 2005. We've been waiting to learn how exactly Annie Anderson reportedly carried out this murder of baby Skylar, and now we're getting new information from some court documents released just minutes ago. And a warning, some of these new details are disturbing. According to court documents, Annie Anderson told Phoenix police she gave birth in a hotel room, but claimed the baby was a stillborn and was delivered into a bathtub filled with water. The report says that was inconsistent with the medical examiner determining baby Skylar died from suffocation. Anderson then told police she put the dead baby in a backpack and threw the body away in the women's bathroom trash can at Sky Harbor because she, quote, knew she could not go through security with a dead baby. She also said at no time did she try to call 911 or anybody else for help. These new details coming today, along with some new video from MCSO that shows the moments when deputies finally got Annie Anderson in an Arizona jail, processed through security, then led through the intake center by a team of detectives and officers, eventually getting her mugshot taken before her initial appearance in court last night. Arizona's family was the only team there yesterday when she landed at Deer Valley Airport in MCSO's plane, then was taken straight to the jail. Because the plane was so small, it was an entire travel day from Washington after working for more than 3 months to make this extradition happen. Now, Anderson will face first-degree murder charges for the death of her newborn baby in October of 2005, who lovingly became known as Baby Skylar. The medical examiner determined Skylar was alive for about 24 hours and died from suffocation. This case was cold for years until DNA and genealogy led detectives to Anderson starting in 2021, but she wasn't arrested for the crime until this past December. Phoenix police say she confessed to killing the baby and was in Phoenix at the time for a real estate boot camp before she flew back to Washington, allegedly leaving Skylar's dead body behind.
Let's go ahead and stop it right there. Look, whatever they decide to do with her, I'm going to just say she will not be missed. The world will not miss this woman for robbing us of an opportunity to have a human being that should have had every opportunity to grow up and become something great, baby Skylar. R.I.P. to your soul. And it sucks, but you guys know that justice sometimes is not as swift as it should be, especially when people are deceptive and lying like this woman did. She's a liar. She's a cheater. She's an abuser. She's dangerous. And even though it's 20 years later, I think that it's still proper for us to get justice because in all actuality, she should have never been in our society for the past 20 years. So there's no telling what type of tyranny that she's caused. So whatever happens to her, it is what it is. I'm not going to feel bad, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Should she get the death penalty? What do y'all think about the fact that she also basically got away with armed robbery and trying to steal that money from that lady? And luckily for her, she was able to reverse the charges. So she then came in and just destroyed her business and stole a bunch of stuff that way. But I think she should also have been charged and arrested for that as well. But let me know what you guys think. Such a convoluted story. Don't look at the gray hair and feel bad for her. She's not a good person. She's a horrible person and probably one of the worst. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you.